Hello to all of you guys watching this video today. My name is Nilushi Kay and I also go by Nilushi Kay. Today's video is going to be a very special one, really dedicated to and all thanks to Sri Atchison of the I Am Lanka movement, who reached out to me really to see if I could create a video to really share my story with you all, to let you guys know where it is that I really came from to where it is that I got today as the founder at the School of Mind-Blowing Success. So I'm going to tell you guys about my journey, about my story, and I'm going to leave you guys with a message to really inspire and empower each and every single one of you that are watching this video today. Something that you guys can take away, again, be inspired and really take away and apply in the circumstances that you are in to really get ahead. Okay, so I'm going to get right into it and start out with a bit about myself. So again, my name is Nilushi Kay. I also do go by Nilushi Kay, and right now I am the founder at the School of Mind-Blowing Success. So I am 100% Sri Lankan. Both my parents are Sri Lankan. I was actually born in Canada though, in a city known as Mississauga, not too far away from Toronto. However, I have tons and tons of family still back home in Sri Lanka, in Colombo, in Goa. I myself though and my immediate family, we do live in Canada. And so I'm going to take this back to when I had really started out in high school, gone through high school, and was transitioning into university, because that was such a huge aspect of my life, of my career leading up until where I am throughout high school. And I started out all right, I started out not bad. I actually started to kind of slack off, despite the fact that, okay, as I got towards the end of high school, obviously there were university applications, things like that to do. However, I just really wasn't feeling it too much. I knew actually at the time that I did want to go to university. And so that was still on my mind. And so I still did get by with the way that I was studying. So when I was finishing up high school actually, so again, knowing that I wanted to go to university, but not really knowing exactly what it was that I wanted to study and do. At that point I was 17 years old, and I still had no idea what it was that I was going to dedicate the next 4 years or so of my life to really study. But I did know that I was passionate somewhat about the sciences, so biology, chemistry, physics. And so because of that, I decided to apply to a few science programs as well as a engineering program. By the second term or the final term of my final year, I finally decided that despite the fact that I ended up actually applying to 4 different life science programs, I ended up taking the one engineering acceptance that I did get. And so that was to McMaster University. McMaster University is a top 1% school in the world. It is located here in Hamilton, Ontario. And so I decided to go into the general engineering program at McMaster University. That was back in 2011. That's how I really started out my university career. And so after my first general year of engineering, I decided to really specialize in something called material science and engineering. What material science and engineering is, it is really somewhat of a mix of chemical engineering as well as mechanical engineering. So there are so many different fields that materials engineers can really get into for work in terms of designing different materials for different applications, whether it's automotive, aerospace, biomaterials, the steel industry as well. You could work out in testing different materials in terms of quality assurance. There's a very diverse kind of spectrum of job opportunities and positions that a materials engineer could definitely find for him or herself in. And so that's what I really dedicated 4 years of my undergraduate degree to. I had actually started out that I had about a 5.0 average on a 12.0 scale. So ridiculous. I think that's equivalent to about a C++. So literally I had just gotten by. And so really I realized that, I'm going to have to get my act together to do better in the following year. That average that I had in first year wasn't that great. The opportunities that I knew that I would end up having at the end of my university career, because of the low marks, I had anticipated that they probably weren't going to be that great. And so I decided, I am going to have to start turning things around for myself to start doing better. Now, so was that easy? Not at all, okay? Especially if you start out as a struggling student, a mediocre struggling student that didn't really have anything beyond a mediocre work ethic, trying to really switch up your game on that is not something that's easy at all. It required a lot of trial and error and figuring out how I could study more effectively, how I could better balance all these different courses that I was taking. Because really, I was taking so many different courses at the same time, simultaneously, throughout each term, throughout each year. I really learned how to master that for myself by the time I got to the end, third and fourth year of my university career. I was able to go from that 5.0 average to getting onto Dean's honor list. And when I graduated, I had about an 11.1 plus on a 12.0 scale. All right. So I was really able to switch things up and change things around for myself. But I want you guys to know that I had not started out that way. And so the message that I'm going to be sharing with you all at the end of this video is very much reflective of that, because I want to empower all of you. I know there's many of you that are watching this right now that are really struggling in your current situations, whether or not it is that you want to be mediocre, probably that you don't want to, but you feel like there is no other way for you to go about your degree or your work. How can you really pull that out so that you stop playing on a mediocre level, so that you stop getting these mediocre results? I'm going to take this back to finishing up university, my undergraduate degree. And so I graduated and I decided to still stay within academia. So I decided to pursue a graduate degree. So I thought, you know what, at the end of my undergrad degree, that I had really mastered this whole academic experience, and then grad school would just be, you know, the nice cherry on top of the cake to really complete everything for me. And it would be probably challenging, but I'd be able to overcome it. I'd be able to resolve any conflicts that I would have, especially because I was able to really do a major shift myself in such a short period of time in my undergrad. Going in with this mindset that I wanted to do a master's degree, that, okay, I knew that it would be challenging, and that I thought that, okay, I had already acquired the skills to really help me navigate myself throughout another two-year grad degree. So shortly after I started grad school, I started to really think and feel like, you know what, this is not for me. I've gone through difficult things. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't know what it is that I'm doing. Everybody else around me probably loves the research that they're doing, but just I'm not feeling it. So I had an immense amount of conflict as I was going through my grad degree, to the point that I wanted to really withdraw and just quit so early on when I had started. So I decided that I would end up staying to really develop this kind of resilience, this mental toughness, this grit, this kind of mastery, that I would be able to learn something very difficult for myself, produce results, excel and succeed in it, and then take that ability and apply it to anything else that I would be able to do afterwards, after my degree, within my life. So that was really my reason as to why I decided to stay in grad school. For those of you guys that want to know what I pursued my master's degree in, it was also at McMaster University, and I had pursued materials engineering. So what my research was really design optimization of a particular material for components within the automotive sector. And so I had to do various software work, microscopy, calculations, thermodynamics, all this crazy funky stuff that probably isn't too fun for anybody that isn't completely obsessed about what it is that they're doing, right? How do you go so deep into the research that you're doing at that technical level if you're not even that crazy about what it is that you do? And so I deliberately had stayed throughout my grad degree to really develop this discipline to be able to work and produce results when I wasn't completely in love with what it was that I was doing. And I'm telling you guys that you being able to do that, a lot of you are in situations that you aren't completely passionate about, or that you don't feel that amazing about, and you you probably feel conflicted because you hear all this advice that people say, you know what, pursue what it is that you love. Do what it is that you really like. You know, life is too short. Don't waste your time doing something you're not passionate about. Don't waste your time doing something you're not obsessed about. I'm here to really tell you, this is one of the messages that I want to share with you guys, that being able to really push through and produce results when you're not in an ideal circumstance, when you're having difficulties in the situation that you're currently in, right? When you're not completely in love with what it is that you're doing, if you're able to really push through and produce results in those circumstances, that will pay you back in tenfold with whatever else it is that you do in life. So there is immense value in what it is that you are doing. If you are struggling right now, if you can see the advantage within your adversity there, which is that you are able, if you use your mind and you want to, you are able to develop the resilience and the grit to really produce these results. Do the things that you don't want to do so that when you find something that you do love, all right, it's going to be that much more easier for you. And I consistently reminded myself that my reason for staying within my grad degree was really to develop that discipline, that resilience that I wouldn't be able to develop anywhere else. All right, it's only in your difficult circumstances and situations. So I highly encourage all of you guys to leverage that if you're struggling right now, and see that as an advantage, as a major advantage as well. And so long story short, I ended up completing my grad degree. I graduated November 17th, 2017, I believe, November 17th. And this leads me up until what I am doing today. So right now I am the founder at the School of Mind-Blowing Success. And what it is the #1 success strategizing platform for students in terms of undergrad, college, as well as grad students, as well as working professionals, to really give you guys the cold hard tactics, skills, and tools that you need to get ahead in whatever it is that you're doing by coupling it with your field specific knowledge. In whatever industry that you're in, sector that you're in, field that you're studying, you have specific knowledge that you're supposed to know. However, there's so many other skills and tactics that you really need to be coupling with that for you to be able to get to the top at what it is that you're doing, for you to be the very best at what it is that you do, right? For you to be able to be more effective at what it is that you do, and be able to the way that you want to be able to. But what about the other aspect, right? Being able to deliver that kick-ass presentation. Or in terms of studying, all of you that go through your exam periods, right? Exam, evaluation after evaluation, or even your test periods, your midterms, right? How do you go about continuing to study when you're starting to deal with that kind of burnout? So this is something that can apply to anybody in any sector or any really field that they're in. So this is what we do at the School of Mind-Blowing Success. So definitely check us out, mbxsuccess.com. I know that a lot of you guys are interested in it, so definitely drop by, whether it's an article or something that you can take away and apply to your particular situation. I highly advise you, go do it, go read it, go take it away and implement it into your circumstance to really start getting ahead. So that brings me really to the end of this video, I guess you could say, and leaving you guys again with the message that I want you guys to take away and be inspired by, so you can really get ahead in your situation. The message that I have for all of you, everyone watching, and as this is a video for the amazing I Am Lanka movement, my people in Sri Lanka, make sure that you do not let anything that anybody else tells you, if it's trying to confine you into a box or limit what it is that you really want to do in life, do not let that get to you. Do not let that get to your head. You are capable of achieving anything and everything you absolutely want to do. So whether it is a teacher, whether it is a parent, whether it is even your own mind that has been telling you, maybe that's not for you, maybe you can't do it, do not listen in to that. There is always an advantage to your adversity. And if there is something in particular that you want to do, all right, if you can visualize it, you can create a plan, and you can execute on that, you can make it happen. So I want to leave you guys with that message here today. All right, take it with you. Everything else that I had mentioned in this video as well. It was really a pleasure to let you guys know what I'm about, what I do at the School of Mind-Blowing Success, and how I can hopefully really inspire you in the message that I have shared with you all today. Again, I want to thank Sri Atchison at AM LANKA. You are phenomenal, really forefronting this amazing movement. So thank you so much as well for reaching out to me, and all of you guys watching this here today. Go and kick some butt, all right, because you have it in you.